this hoochie coochie man looks awfully familiar, you may remember Garrett Morris as one of the original cast members on Saturday Night Live.
Garrett Morris! Our top story tonight.
Then there's his current gig.
And now is Earl. He's one of a kind, Mr. Garrett Morris!
He's now beginning his 4th season playing Earl, a wisecracking cashier on the CBS comedy series Two Broke Girls.
Earl, my nanny was white.
Your nanny was white? Child, you were rich.
Morris jokes that he's in it for the free food backstage.
Welcome.
This is the green room.
Yeah, they have sushi in here, see?
But at 77, twice divorced, he clearly loves being the grand old man on the set.
Did somebody say something about an iPad?
What the hell is an iPad? I actually think I have the best job on TV. I'm not a septuagenarian, I'm a sexagenarian. Anyway, because at my age, to be in a nationally televised, very popular show, doing what I like to do, that's a blessing.
And Garrett Morris knows all about blessings. So the name of this church is?
Phillips Memorial Methodist Church. And it is a church where my grandfather did his mentoring as a preacher.
He was born here in New Orleans. You were the first child born to your mom. She was very young.
Yes, my mom was 16, and although I hesitate to say, I'm going to say it, my mom was raped when she was 16. As a matter of fact, when that happened to her, she had been told up until that time that the way babies came was you went down to the Mississippi River and you got them off the boat. So she really did not know what was happening.
His grandparents stepped in to raise him, spotting his musical talent early on.
My grandfather was very unusual because he had me listening to the blues. Now, mind you, in the 40s, blues was considered evil.
That's not church music.
Right, so I was singing the gospel and the blues by the time I was 4 or 5.
Morris went on to study classical music at Dillard University in New Orleans. But when he moved to New York in the late 1950s, he landed a job with the Harry Belafonte Singers.
There's a lot of competition when you're at the bottom. I'm 21, okay? And all those older guys that say, look, smart Alec, forget it. You know, we are here. So getting to sing a solo took about 4 or 5 years.
He also started getting work in plays and films.
What is it you want me to do, sir?
You did the Anderson tapes.
The Anderson tape in which I shot Sean Connery. I didn't want to kill Sean Connery.
But Saturday Night Live was his big break. Hired in 1975, he would spend 5 years on the show, creating classic characters like baseball player Chico Escuela.
Thank you very much. Baseball being very, very good to me.
I thank you very much. Baseball being very, very good to me. And keep your eye on the ball.
Everybody was talking about Saturday Night Live in those days. It was young, it was fresh. What was it like to be part of it?
Let me say this now. I'm not now that way, but I am somebody who's dealt with serious introversion. And at that time, I was very much an introvert. And I had a cocaine problem, too, which was adding to it. So a lot of what I did was counterproductive for myself in terms of really connecting with the group.
It would be 30 years before he kicked the cocaine habit. He's been drug-free for 10 years. He managed to work all the while, though he'd like to forget some of those B movies.
Oh, God, I was a whore for like 6 years. But one of my horror movies was a thing called The Stuff.
And that's kind of a cult favorite
It's
now,
a cult favorite. And at the end of it, my head gets knocked off.
There were TV roles, including playing the boss on Martin.
Now, all I want to know is anything I can get you?
You got any bottled water?
Oh, yeah. Sean, run to the bathroom and fill this up.
That's all right.
It was during the run of that show in 1994 that Morris was shot by a robber in broad daylight. How long were you in the hospital after being shot?
Oh, God. It was endless for like 2 years. I was in a wheelchair for like about a year.
But a trip to New Orleans was always good for body and soul, especially when it came to dropping in on his old friend, the 83-year-old owner of Dookie Chase's restaurant. This is the food you grew up on?
Hello, hello. Even nowadays, I dream of red beans and rice.
Gotta come home and get some red beans.
Come get some red beans, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, 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 doo, doo.
Of course, this being New Orleans, Morris ends up harmonizing with Dookie Chase.
Ba, 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 doo, ba, 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 doo, da, da.
Kind of a warm-up for his appearance at Snug Harbor, where Chase's daughter Leah just happens to be performing.
Get your kick on Route 66.
In fact, that old hoochie coochie man has just recorded a new album. And along with everything else, he's got Garrett Morris's Downtown Blues and Comedy Club in L.A. Has retirement ever crossed your mind?
No, if you're thinking what you got to do the next day, your body's going to say, let me be here to do that, right? So I want my body to keep saying I got to be here to do that until at 98 or 99 to say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. All right.